Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's on, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night. We're again ready to watch AEW. We're again ready to do a lot tonight, and tonight's a special night. I got a special guest in here who's just as passionate as I am about professional wrestling. I feel like he has a lot of energy because obviously, look at him. He's already dancing. He's grooving. DJ Storms is here, the hypothetical leader of the IWC, I believe he calls himself. Self-proclaimed, but he's here nonetheless. So DJ Storms, if you want a full minute to just put yourself over and suck yourself off, now is the time, sir. Go for it.
Let me tell you something. All I need is a fucking minute. And let me tell you something, people. When it comes down to it all, there ain't no one, and I mean ain't no one that can do what I do at the fucking level that I do, bar no one. I'm the one and only DJ Storms. Be sure to follow me on all platforms, social media, on Instagram and X at HistoryMakerDJS, and of course on YouTube, DJ Storms. You can add me on Facebook as well. I will be live this Saturday for my weekly show, the Lightning Flash Update, the final LFU of 2024's April month. But Mr. Savage, it's the first time I have been on your channel. Thank you very much for having me, and I'm very, very excited to talk about AEW, the fallout from AEW Dynasty. Let's get into it.
There's definitely a lot to talk about as we're watching Jack Perry and the Elite show up right now. They're there, they're live, and Jack Perry's here. Who do you think's going to open the show? I don't know, but I'm going to go to my co-host. Let me introduce him. His name is Jay. He's going to be joining us tonight like he does every single week while we talk about All Elite Wrestling on Wednesday night, every Wednesday night. And DJ Storms is correct. Huge weekend this weekend. Dynasty, you had Collision, you had Rampage, and I guess we're just going to get right into it because why not? Dynasty kicks off. We have Tramparetta defeating Matt Sydal. Good match, but I think Tramparetta deserves much more than the pre-show.
He's actually attacking Orange Cassidy right now on screen.
It's happening already. DJ Storms is correct. What were your thoughts on that match, gentlemen?
I'd say it was pretty solid for the most part.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Pretty solid for the most part, and the right winner, although I probably would have already given Trent the opportunity to explain why he attacked Orange Cassidy. We're probably going to get that right now, but I kind of feel like they've waited a little too long to actually give us an explanation.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. Tramparetta right now beating the hell out of Orange Cassidy.
Starting hot.
That's how AEW is starting off. We're not starting off with Swerve Strickland, which was what I thought was going to happen tonight. But I do want to get into that. I'm not happy about the match announcement for tonight because, the dude's not even a top 5 contender. What business does he have competing for an opportunity at a world championship title? Go ahead, DJ Storms. Please go ahead and explain Tony Khan's thought process on this. What's the point of having rankings and leaderboards and when they're irrelevant and people that are on them don't even get title shots? The floor is yours, Mr. Storms.
Well, if we're going to talk about the world title eliminator, obviously this is just a way to help enhance Swerve Strickland overall. We're not going to see Kyle Fletcher beat Swerve Strickland. The thought process is pretty much giving Swerve a big-time first matchup following the pay-per-view, and in addition to that, showcasing how good Kyle Fletcher really is because he's the future of the business. And then this could potentially set up a future Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland match. Not now, but it could very well come at some point, probably sometime following All In.
Well, if you're a Swerve Strickland fan, I would want to avoid that match for as long as possible because I feel like that's going to be the guy that's taking the title off Swerve. So, yeah, let's save that match for down the road when it's time for Swerve to kind of go away. Jay, we're watching Best Friends right now. I guess we're going to get some kind of an explanation from Tramparetta. So I'm going to ask that you pay
Finally,
close
we're getting an
attention to
explanation.
what the hell that is. And Jay, do you care about this storyline as an AEW fan?
I just love the part he said, remember we brought him in to bring a mascot? That was pretty funny.
It's exactly what they needed to say. Trent Barretta is saying everything that he needs to say, saying we brought him in, and what did he give us? Nothing. Meanwhile, Orange Cassidy, he's getting the title reigns, the merchandise, all this shit. It's exactly what needs to be said.
This is actually good shit for one reason, and that's because they've been together for a long time. So there's actually a real legitimate history here, and Trent this is a good heel time for him right now. I feel like this is the perfect setup to actually finally tell the story that maybe even I can care about when it comes to best friends. This is finally good. I'll give it to you.
Or is Tim trying to carry the ball on? He just hopefully he can hold on to it.
Chuck heel turn. Come on. Heel best friends, baby.
Is he ready for action? Has he been cleared? Because he's been on the shelf for a while.
I'd like to believe so.
He's got to be cleared if they're going to start this story on primetime TV right now, Wednesday night, kicking off Dynamite after a historic title change.
You seen the hug?
No hug.
Well, a hug might not be coming, gentlemen. He's putting his hands up.
Is this
I think he's going to join him.
Is it that Dally's place in Florida?
Yes,
no
it is.
hug.
Okay.
No hug tonight. He's a piece of shit, and he's attacked him. Trent Barretta now escaping the ring. Now back to Dynasty result.
Whoa. Just challenged to a parking lot brawl.
Okay.
That's a throwback.
Okay, that's cool. Is that going to be for tonight?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, we'll find out. We'll stay tuned. Also, speaking of Orange Cassidy, he was with Shibata taking on Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. They picked up the win at Dynasty. Actually, entertaining match. I kind of like Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty on what they're doing. Even though they lost, they actually looked like contenders. I enjoyed it. The Acclaimed lost to Bullet Club Gold. Great direction here, but again, this should not be on the pre-show. When we're talking about superstars like the Acclaimed and Jay White, that needs to be on the main card, brother.
Well, hold on a minute. I actually didn't mind this on the pre-show because one of my biggest complaints about AEW pay-per-views is the fact that what they needed to do is they need to make the overall show feel important, not just the main show, but if I was booking a pay-per-view, I would make everything right down to the pre-show feel important. And this made the pre-show feel important. This was probably the best 0 hour that they've done in a long time because mostly a 0 hour is like Ring of Honor. But this match made it feel more important. It was a great match. And right guy pinned the right guy. Bullet Club Gold is the trio's undisputed trios champions, as they should be.
Okay, you're making some valid points, and it's hard to argue because usually you're right. 0 hours usually filled with like lower than mid. Here we actually have real superstars competing for titles and everything. So okay, still though, to me, I feel like Jay White should be on a different level, caliber. Like
he will be. He will be.
He needs to be. I'm a big Jay White fan, and pre-show for him doesn't do it for me. Also, now we're getting into the AEW Continental Championship, and Pac to me is one of those guys that I feel like at any given moment can become a world champion in any company that he's in. But Okada, obviously, having a hell of a run, and it's not going to be stopped by Pac, at least not this past Sunday. Jay, what did you think about this match? And then DJ Storms, you can chime in. Let me know what you thought.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I thought this match was going to be a flop for me, but it was actually a great match. It was really good. These two had great chemistry. I enjoyed the match, actually. I was actually surprised. It caught me off guard.
Hey, hell of a way to start off the pay-per-view. Storms, what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Easily the best opening match to a pay-per-view since MJF Darby Allin Full Gear 2021. For a first-time ever matchup.
That's a big statement. That was a great match.
We're fighting for at least 15 years before we got this match. It's unbelievable how you could take these two guys who've never even touched before and you put them in the ring together for the first time ever and they delivered this good of a match. That's a testament to just how valuable these two guys really are. And this was the perfect way to begin Okada's reign. And we got ourselves Swerve, baby.
It's time to start
swerving. Like a star.
Prince Nana out here finally doing what I've been telling him to do. which is to make sure he does all the talking for Swerve Strickland. Swerve needs to be a silent killer right now, and the only talking he does is in the shadows, doing real business, being a big-time boss and a big-time champion, and letting all the talking he does come through the results in the matches. But congratulations, number one, to Swerve Strickland, okay? We're watching Dynamite tonight. We just finished watching Best Friends. We still have a lot to come here on Dynamite, including we have Shirwaka. I don't know who the hell this is. Shirakawa?
Mina Shirakawa. I got this.
There you go, Mina. All right, I like it. And we have Swerve Strickland right now about to take on, in my opinion, one of the greatest young talents we have in the business, but his record doesn't state that. So this title shot opportunity, although it's going to be a great match because it's two great competitors, it doesn't make logistical sense to me, though. And it's not fair to the people who have been winning and are ranked in the top 5.
Did you see the match at Supercard of Honor with Kyle Fletcher and Lee Johnson?
Yeah, but yes, yeah.
Excellent
Fletcher's
stuff.
excellent.
Excellent stuff. That was probably, in my eyes, the best Lee Johnson match that we've ever gotten, and it solidified Kyle Fletcher as, you know, a bona fide proto-star. Exactly what he says. He's a fucking proto-star.
Oh, here he is right now. He's got the marquee matchup on Wednesday night. Jay, were you shocked to hear when this match was announced?
I was. I don't think Swerve should have fought. I think he should have just cut a promo and tell us how it felt to be champ. I mean, it's historic for the company. So I'm kind of shocked. I you know, no offense to Kyle. I just wanted him to talk. I think this was his moment because you got to think about it, guys. This guy worked from the bottom. It's not like he just came into the company. We handed you a shitload of money and we're putting you to the top because we think that's what you are. He started from the bottom. He found a way from a heel. And now look at him now. He's on top of the world. I mean, I would have loved to hear him talk. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Why not have him talk, cut a promo, and then get interrupted by Fletcher, giving this match just a little more substance and reason?
Could have done that.
And you give Fletcher a chance to spit on the mic for about 30 seconds. Give him a reason to get in the ring with Swerve. Maybe Swerve just says, you know what, let's have a match because I can't even believe you had the audacity to disrespect me. My house. I do like Swerve's ring gear, though, and this is going to be a hell of a
played out too. I mean, I would just love to hear him talk. Hopefully, it's not the end; it's still early, so maybe we might get it after this. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe Samoa Joe comes out and attacks him.
Yeah, maybe. I think what they're going to do is Samoa Joe. His title reign was mainly based off of, you know, the presence and the aura that he has. And I believe that Swerve's title reign, considering we know what Swerve can do, I think his title reign is going to be more work rate based. And if there's anyone that's the perfect guy to do that, it is Swerve, based on the matches that he's been putting on probably since, I guess you could say, since the summer of last year when he entered into that Hangman storyline.
Listen, his run over the last year is arguably the best in the business. And that's, you know, going match for match, pay-per-view for pay-per-view. He's been killing it, you know, all the way back from the time with Hangman Adam Page. Nate's not a big Hangman fan, but those matches were bangers. Let's be honest. And that was all Swerve Strickland. You know, without him, that match isn't magic.
I'm calling Swerve Hangman Part 4 at Wembley. Swerve is finally going to dispatch of Hangman. And Hangman, I spoke about this with my dad a couple years back. I would say that Hangman, if they want to, he has the makings of a classic Randy Orton style heel if they want to venture down that path. And I think that when we get that match, the 4th match, Swerve beats Hangman again, I think Hangman's going to go full-blown psychopath afterwards.
Listen, if AEW's around for another 30 years, Hangman's going to be around for another 30 years in AEW. I don't see him. I see Hangman being one of those guys that will never leave AEW the same way Sting never left WCW. And Hangman will be like a 10-time champion when he's said and done for All Elite Wrestling. They're going to go back to him time and time again as he just continues to mature and evolve. Because his character, I mean, listen, if you compare his mic work recently to like his first year, second year, the guy's improved like so much. Presence. The wrestling he's even better now because he's wiser and he's more experienced, and he has that rugged look. He is a superstar. Jay will argue with me that he's not, but that's I like Hangman.
Nah, come on. Everything that Hangman has put in, whether it be the entrance that he has, the promo ability, the wrestling matches, guy's a star in the business. Listen, if you don't like him, fine, but if you're going to deny the guy's a star, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be here.
I just don't like his work. It's not like I don't like him. It's just his work. I mean, come on. Every time he cuts a promo, I get bored.
Opinion, but I guarantee you didn't talk to anybody that said Okada-Pac was a bad match. That match was a fucking banger. Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe take the loss to House of Black. What does this mean for House of Black? Are they actually going to gain momentum now, DJ Storms?
Well, they have been gaining a bit of momentum in terms of they've been getting a bit more showcase. They had that little mini feud with FTR at the beginning of the year. Now they got themselves tied up with Adam Copeland. This is exactly what Adam Copeland needed. And I did not mind this match on the pay-per-view because now this was a nice bridge match to what we could get at Double or Nothing with Adam Copeland and Malachi Black. And I was not expecting Malachi to pin Copeland. I expected the House of Black to win. I didn't expect Malachi to pin Copeland, but listen, that's a huge rub for Malachi. I can't complain about that.
Yeah, definitely a big moment in his career, and hopefully it's going to swing things different now for House of Black to gain some relevance and start doing things, making money. Jay, did you like the matches? I'm watching Swerve and Kyle Fletcher taking their time, and they're cooking up a clinic so far. They're not rushing anything. I love that Prince Nana is getting involved, but only so much. What were your thoughts on the House of Black match, Jay?
It was decent, but, sloppy because there's so many illegal people just getting in the ring and doing a bunch of crazy shit. But I actually predicted this would happen because, let's face it, a few weeks back in Collision, they had a stare down, Copeland and Malachi back. So I did expect Black to get the victory and get the pinfall. It's a slow burn, so I kind of like that. Let's just see where it goes after that. Maybe they might give Malachi the chance to run with it.
Okay, and also Julia Hart takes a loss to Willow Nightingale, and I actually like this. I'm happy for Willow. I'm happy for Willow.
I'm gonna tell you why. What? Oh,
wow.
Julia Hart. Okay.
See the disrespect, DJ Storm?
Did you watch the DJ Storm? Did you watch this match? Did you watch this match, DJ Storm?
Oh yeah, I watched it. It felt like a rampage match on the pay-per-view. Felt like a rampage match on a pay-per-view.
Okay, this is. I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
The problem is that they needed to get the title off of Julia because right now, even though Julia's improved, she's not looked upon as one of the best. So they needed to get the championship on someone who is in that upper echelon of talent from a work rate perspective. The bad part about this is that even though I'm happy for Willow, she's ultimately going to be a transitional champion, and the rankings were pretty much thrown out of the window to give Mercedes Moné the championship. I understand that she's a big star, and she is going to get more eyes on that championship in the company, but you don't need to rush her towards getting a championship match. If anything, you could have at least given Willow to All In with the championship, and then you could have slow burnt this match to where Mercedes gets a championship victory in front of a big stadium crowd.
I wasn't a big fan of the match. I was just happy that Willow won because I've met her a few times. She's a nice girl.
It was a bland match. Very bland match.
I'm going to tell you why I don't like the match.
We're going to see her on Dynamite tonight.
Let me hear Jay.
I'm going to tell you why I didn't like the match. Julia Hart has been the most impressive star, let's face it, in the last few months. She got the title. The way they presented the match to me, A, was short, which was I was surprised, and B, Willow was just kicking the ever-living shit out of her. Julia never had enough offense moves on her, and she's the champion. Yeah. That's why I didn't like this match. I didn't like how it was presented to me, and I didn't think Julia should have took all that. She should have done something. Give me near falls. Give me near submissions. Give me something to put in the ring. But a dominant win like that, it's like, come on. What are we doing?
And she's just going to lose it, too. So it's not even going to last that long.
I always agree that if you're going to take away the championship, you need to do a good job of still making that champion look relevant, look good, look strong. But nonetheless, her championship celebration will begin tonight. But I got breaking news. I already got a sneak peek of her championship celebration. And it's a Chuck E. Cheese, okay? So give me a fucking break. This shit is a fucking joke. What a
Really
fucking
want
joke.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Who goes to Chuck E. Cheese, God damn it?
Talk about substandard pizza.
Wow.
She's
I
all
mean,
swept her match.
At least
like
that's
Chad
on
said.
social media. At least that's not on the
So,
actual
wait,
show.
what are her chances to beat Mercedes Moné? Like 0 out of 100?
It's a zero. Man.
Zero.
It really is.
Although I'm going to predict something bold here. It was not the House of Black that attacked Mercedes Moné. I'm going to go with Britt Baker as the woman that attacked Mercedes Moné, and that is going to be one of the big-time women's matches that we see at All In. It's going to be Baker Moné for the TBS Championship. Oh, shit.
Hey, Elliot, I appreciate that. Make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to Wrestling with Savage. Look for DJ Storms. His
What was
link will
that
be in the
twirl? He
description
did like
later
a twirl
tonight.
twirl.
He can put it in the chat too if he wants. But yeah, give us some follows on YouTube too, not just the Facebook. But we appreciate you being here. We're
Yes.
watching Dynamite right now. Shout out to the DMD. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday over here to the girls of AEW. When are we going to see Britt Baker?
I don't know. I really don't know. I see her a lot on Instagram. That's about
This
it.
shirt's now available on shopaew.com. Whose title? Nice shirt. I wish they
that
would
was a
increase
neck
the
breaker on
Now
shipping.
we're seeing Jack Perry.
Either way, we're seeing Jack Perry with the
What's
Elite.
going on over there?
I guess they're going to go have a meeting with Tony Khan. What is going on over here on AEW?
Like-
My God.
Perry, man.
Some nice shots of your new world champion, AEW. Well-deserved win, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful looking title. All right. Good
on
looking
him.
champion. And a good representation for what AEW is. It was the right decision, but we'll get into that more as we continue to talk about what happened at Dynasty, because we got to keep it moving to my man Roderick Strong picking up the huge win against Kyle O'Reilly. This win makes sense to me. Roderick Strong has been like it's been like a renaissance of his career, a coming together of all the years of hard work in NXT, and now having the freedom to creatively go out there, have a title run, have teammates, have a faction, have fun, look good while doing it.
I will say one thing. The biggest negative about this match was the fact that this was Roderick Strong's first title defense. Like, if you've held the title for, 6-7 weeks up until this point, you should have at least had 1 or 2 title defenses up until that point. However, it was a very good match. I think the last 5 or 6 minutes, it really picked up. Crowd was into it. Right outcome. But the biggest thing that happened regarding this whole match/segment was what happened afterwards. Adam Cole is walking again, and I'm not expecting him to be back yet. I think that it's a bit too early for him to be back. I'm glad that he's walking. I think that is a good sign. If I'm going to go on a prediction, I'd say he will be ready to go by Forbidden Door, and at Forbidden Door, we will see the return of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and we'll get that build started up towards Wembley. We're going to get Cole MJF second year in a row at Wembley, no title, and MJF's going to get his revenge.
I'm going to save MJF for later tonight because I want to get into a good discussion about MJF and his future and what I think he should do. And we can think about what we can hear about what you think he should do, what Jay thinks he should do. Because I'm sure we all have probably a different opinion on what MJF should do with his future, with his life. But right now we're watching Swerve Strickland versus Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher trying to break the leg of Swerve as he's working his way to the ropes. This match has been taking its time. So what we can do is get back to the results for Dynasty. Continue with my man Chris Jericho becoming the new FTW champion, defeating Hook. And Jay, I'll go to you first because you're always very controversial of Hook. So the floor is yours, sir. What did you think of this matchup and your new FTW champion?
I have one simple statement for the match, and I'll get into Hook. The worst match I have ever seen on TV. Now, for Hook, I told you, drug dealers sell better than Hook. I wasn't buying his selling. I wasn't buying his moveset. You do a bunch of suplexes to me, what? Jericho, I know what they're trying to do here to me. They're trying to bring the old Jericho back, the heel, entertaining Jericho back. I'm not buying into it. And if you guys really paid attention to this match, which I hope you guys did, the crowd was chanting, please retire. Look it up, rewind it. It's right there. You guys cannot tell me you enjoyed this match, and you guys cannot tell me this is going to elevate Hook.
Okay. And Storms, how about you? What did you think about this matchup?
I said that they shouldn't have put this match on the card, and I am going to stick by that. But I mean, let me be real here. I know that a lot of people have their own opinions regarding Hook or regarding Chris Jericho, but at the end of the day, if you're going to tell me that you saw this and this was the worst match you've ever seen, I mean, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration. There's been plenty of worse matches in the industry based on what we've seen over the years from numerous amounts of wrestlers, both male and female. I will say this match was a lot better than I would have expected. Would I have still put it on the show? No. But it was a lot better than I would have expected. It was a good move making it FTW rules. And St. Louis, again, I would have never expected St. Louis to be this rowdy of a crowd, so I got to give my props to the St. Louis crowd. You want to know what the problem with Jericho is? The problem with Jericho isn't the fact that he is not good in the ring. It's not the fact that he's bad on the microphone. Chris Jericho is still great at what he does. The problem is, and I don't mean to be, a pun master, but I discussed this on my review show on Monday. The guy has essentially hit a wall, no pun intended. The guy's hit a wall where he's kind of felt like he's done everything in the industry at this point. So what is he really doing? He's not really helping the show. He's not really hurting the show. The guy's just kind of there. And if you're just there, then the people are ultimately going to be indifferent to you. And that's pretty much where Jericho is right now. So the best thing for Jericho after Hook beats him, because I don't think that Hook's going to be without that title for long. I think Hook's going to beat Jericho because they're 1-1 right now. Hook beats Jericho. He gets the championship back. Hook is doing great this year. That much I will say. But once Hook wins the title back, that should be the end of Jericho for at least a couple months. I think the best route for him to go is take a break, because at this point in time, he's not really doing anything that's going to interest the AEW audience.
I think in the last few months of AEW, I think Chris Jericho has a good heart. But here's the problem. He thinks he could elevate the entire roster of AEW. Okay? I'm not saying he can or he cannot do. I'm not his daddy. I'm not going to tell him what to do. But let's face it. He is beyond his age, right? He's over 50 years old. He's trying to hang in with these young kids. Look, a perfect example, Kyle Fletcher, who does a bunch of flips, a bunch of flops, a bunch of things, and he thinks he could keep up with it, and it's really bad TV. Let's look at the booking. The booking, he was fighting CMLL wrestlers the last 2 or 3 months before this. I mean, I get it. They even fed us some BS about a history story with one of the guys because they used to wrestle WC. Come on. It's pretty bad.
There. At least they gave us an explanation.
Right. And here's the problem with this. I get he's trying to get Hook and everything. They had that one chance, and I told Savage, I told everybody here in the kingdom, they had one chance to elevate Hook, and it was perfect. You know what that match was? It was with Hook versus Samoa Joe. Why? Because that match reminded me, wow, this kid is really taking an ass whipping for like 10, 12 minutes that we're giving him, and the crowd is going over with Hook. And what did they do after that? Nothing. They didn't follow it. No momentum. Let's just put you in a program with Jericho. Wait a minute. We don't have enough on the card. Let's speed this up, which did not make this interesting for me either. This was all sped up. I would have at least liked to have 2, 3, maybe 4 tag team victories before we started getting the little feud between them. But it was all rush, and it was pretty bad. I mean, did you see Hook? He wasn't even being mindful of his surroundings. And I think, Savage, that's what they taught you in wrestling school. Be mindful of your surrounding or what's going on, because you're going to hurt your partner, right? I hope I'm right on that.
I met Hook, and he's only been doing this 2 years, 2.5 years.
I'm not shitting on the kid. I'm just saying that he did a spot, a suplex, and it almost hit Jericho on the stairs. That's dangerous, man.
Absolutely.
You gotta know what
that's Jericho's responsibility for getting in the ring and getting in the match, doing the match with Hook.
I get it. He has a good heart. He wants to elevate people, but just there's certain people you can do it with. There's certain people you can't.
To interrupt all of you, to let people know, hold on.
Was the perfect person for Hook.
Hold on. People want to know, Swerve Strickland just defeated Kyle Fletcher, and at the end of the day, my man's walking out of there holding his AEW championship, and I gotta admit, he looked good doing it. So, good opening match for Dynamite.
If we're going to talk about Jericho here, let's get back to this for a minute. Let's not act like Jericho still can't go. Yes, he's slower than he was, but he can still wrestle, because you take a look at the matches that he's put on this year. The matches with Hook were very good. The match with Kyle Fletcher was very good. The match with Matt Sydal on Rampage was fairly decent. The Takeshita match was great. I mean, Takeshita could have a great match with a broomstick. And then I believe he had a match with Teton.
Takeshita is the best wrestler in AEW.
What?
Takeshita is the best pound-for-pound wrestler in AEW.
I don't know. Will Ospreay may have something to say about that.
I think Takeshita's got a better look than him.
But here's the thing. Again, Jericho, he can still hang with the talent. He can still cut good promos. The tag team wasn't working out. As far as Hook goes, listen, I understand the criticisms about Jericho, but where is Hook going to go at this rate? Because right now, all the championship title pictures are occupied. You're not going to have Hook win the title off of Roderick Strong or Okada or Copeland. Like, it's too early. Those guys need some time to marinate with those championships.
This was just a marination.
You got to put him in the mix, though. You got to put him in the mix.
Have him take an unnecessary loss.
We don't have to give him the belt, but we got to put him with top mid-card stars. Like,
they did. They put him with Samoa Joe in a prime time match.
And that was the opportunity for them to pull the trigger. That was the opportunity.
People still remember it. People like, Dan, Hook, I go.
Because it was that good. It was that good. It could have elevated the kid. It could have elevated more than Jericho.
I like Hook. Hook's a good kid. He's going to be a big star in this business.
He's going. It's just a little too early for him. He's got.
He's going to be a big star.
Perfect.
What, 24 years old? He's got plenty of time.
Perfect phrase to say.
Tony Storm defeated Thunder Rosa. I really thought Thunder Rosa was going to really get a chance here to put a nail in Tony Storm's coffin for a little bit. That was not the case. They are deciding to run with Tony Storm, and you know what? That's a good decision because she's killing it right now. Jay, I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on this matchup as we're watching Dynamite right now?
I mean, it's just same thing I always see. I felt like I was watching a Collision of Dynamite match, to be honest, fellas. I mean, the low blows, Storm 0, 1, 2, 3 wasn't bad, but I mean, did we really needed Perazo and all of them to come out? I mean, I don't know.
No.
All right, DJ, what'd you think on that match?
Right here, undoubtedly the best match of Tony Storm's title reign thus far. I said that this match needed to deliver. It needed to deliver because Tony's title reign has felt like Dynamite matches on pay-per-view, and that's to no fault of her own, other than the fact that they haven't really been giving her a lot of room to work with. They put her match with Deonna in a very bad place on the card, which obviously did not help them after that FTR versus Blackpool Combat Club match. This one was much different. Crowd was alive. They were given 15 minutes. It's like I was watching the Thunder Rosa of old. Thunder Rosa came out of the gates hot. Death Valley drivers on the apron, twisting planches to the outside. This match was exactly what it needed to be. This was a great match. And Tony Storm got the win. Thunder Rosa looked good. The reason why Deonna's out there is because they are ultimately going to lead to a triple threat match at Double or Nothing. It's going to be Deonna, Tony, and Thunder Rosa, and then that will be the end of the line for Deonna and Thunder Rosa for a while. Tony Storm's going to move on. Tony was always going to win because at this rate, if Mercedes is going for the TBS championship, then All In is going to be the end of Tony Storm's title run, where Jamie Hayter will get her big win in front of her hometown.
We're about to get this matchup right now. It's going down live on Dynamite as DJ Storms joins us for the very first time. We're talking about All Elite Wrestling. I like this girl's presentation. I love her look, and I've seen a few of her matches. She definitely can go. Mariah May's been killing it. I don't know if Anna Jay, I don't know what they have in the cards for her. I don't know what they're going to do. What do you two think is going to happen in this matchup?
She's stuck in a stationary position. That's the problem with Anna. I do believe that if they put her in the ring with more experienced wrestlers, then those experienced wrestlers will indeed bring something out of her. But Anna Jay right now, she's kind of, I don't really want to make comparisons, but I guess she's settled into the Dolph Ziggler role where she's able to put on a good match here or there, but ultimately she's going to lose. This is going to be a test for her, so I want to see how she does here against Mina. Watch the knees. Watch the knees there.
Crazy.
What are y'all's channels? My channel is DJ Storms. Just as it is, go look it up on YouTube. You can't miss me.
You can't miss him. Go follow him. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Wrestling with Savage. Drop a follow. I'm also on Instagram. You can see a lot of crazy content. I'm sure Storms enjoys some of my videos. I get a little wild out there in the world of professional wrestling.
Spencer Slade, shout out to him. He's Savage is managing Spencer Slade. He's fucking killing it.
Talking about Spencer in a little bit, but right now we're bringing you the results of Dynasty, and now we get to the match, right? I guess this is called the match.
The match.
What do we think, Jay? I'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on this match? Is it the greatest match of all time?
For me, guys, I get it. But I'm not going to say it's match of the year. I would say it could be. I'd definitely say it's going to be nominated. Look, it's too early. It's too early to
fine.
give the trophy.
Fine.
For me. But I would definitely put it in the mix. I am surprised. This was a great match because to me, it told the story that both of these guys will do anything and every single weapon they have, and they're going to just give it to each other. And they're going to see who's going to survive. That's why I like this match. It told me a story. Now, there were certain points in the match for me, for my tasting, that when Danielson was working on that back of Ospreay, I felt like he wasn't selling as much. That's just me. It's just a little critique, but that's how I felt. But overall, these guys threw a banger. I felt sorry for the next match that had to go after this because it definitely took the energy out of me at some points when I was like, oh, wow, I thought this was over. So I could understand the crowd, but that's just my thing on this match. And by the way, I get what they're trying to do with the finish with the Tiger Driver 91. I get all that. They're trying to make it a devastating, deadly move that Ospreay has and nobody can kick out, because that's what the story of I felt that was telling me when Danielson was selling. But do I really need it to be an overselling? I think they could have just tad a nod a little bit. But overall, great match.
Okay, DJ, before you give us your take, I just want to say, after we're done talking about Dynasty, I'm going to bring a fan who watches our show, and he was at Dynasty. He was at Collision. So we're going to get I'm going to give him a few minutes to give us his personal take from being there live. DJ Storms, the floor is yours. Match of the year or not?
I don't know. I don't think anything's going to end up topping this match. I honest to God don't believe that anything's going to top this match for the rest of the year. Especially, again, I got to shout out St. Louis. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that St. Louis, Missouri would have been one of the best wrestling crowds of the entire year thus far. Great crowd. They brought the fucking energy. And I love how they started off slow. They crescendoed until they were at their absolute peak. Absolutely the right outcome. I actually do agree with Jay. It may surprise you. I don't think they needed the oversell, but that's probably a Bryan Danielson maneuver there. But excellent match of the night, match of the year thus far, right outcome as well. And for the first match that was confirmed for Dynasty, they built the show around this match. And of course, the main event built the show around Bryan and Ospreay. It lived up to the hype. And, even though Bryan's retiring as a full-time wrestler towards the end of the year, I really do hope that he does come back for a couple dream matches here or there. I hope we do get another match between these two sometime down the line, maybe an Iron Man match. I think that would be fantastic. One thing I am surprised about is I thought that we were going to get a Don Callis family heel turn after the match was over. We didn't get that, but I'm assuming that that's coming sooner rather than later, because literally it's the same thing with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was
I don't want to take anything away from what those two guys did out there, what they were going to do, because everybody in the back, everybody at home, anybody that knows anything about professional wrestling knows that those two were going to go out there and put on an absolute clinic. Was it the greatest match of all time? I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of matches. It's hard for me to tell you what the greatest match of all time is because there's so many of them.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest. No, it wasn't the greatest. The greatest match of all time for me was Undertaker Michaels.
I'm not going to get into that debate right now. Great match, by the way. Great selection, but not going to get into that. But it was a phenomenal match. These two guys absolutely killed it. My biggest complaint was that St. Louis are the ones that got to see it. I wish it was in a bigger city, in a bigger venue. This match deserves to be seen in front of 100,000 people because that's how good it was. Even though I used to think Bryan Danielson was a B-plus player, my man has really changed my opinion on this, and he has proven himself time and time again, especially since his arrival in AEW. Bryan Danielson is one of the best wrestlers in the damn world. He's top 5, top 10, unquestionable at this point. Active. It's not even negotiable. My man is a beast, and the reason they probably had this match the way it was is because you mentioned his timeline about his retirement. They probably said, this is a match we want to do, so let's just do it, and let's do it right away so we can just get it out of the way and make sure we have it on record that it happened. Great match.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing I do believe is I'm assuming that at some point in the coming weeks, we're going to get that Don Callis family heel turn because, like I was going to say, you had Sami Zayn in the Bloodline back in the day. Sami was the over baby face while all the other members of the Bloodline were heels. It's the same thing here. Will Ospreay is the over baby face. All the other members of the Don Callis family are heels.
That's probably why they're saving it to add a nice layer to that baby face when, the time comes. I want to give a shout out to Mina, who's over here giving hell of a good elbow shots. I mean, I love her intensity. I love her look. She looks like a faster version of Asuka even.
J-kick. Do you know that Mina Shirakawa is 36 years old, yet she looks like she's
does not look it. She looks like she's 24, man.
I know.
We got to get to this tag team match where the Young Bucks were able to win because of Mr. Jack Perry, who pushed the ladder and caused FTR the opportunity to be the tag team champions. And Storms, I'll go to you first. What was your take on this match? What did you think about Jack Perry's involvement? And let's not talk about the tape at all yet. Don't bring it up, Jay, at the end of the show. I want to actually bring up a question about that videotape and CM Punk and all that. But the match itself, Perry's involvement, what'd you think, Storms?
Let me tell you something. These two were put in a very tough spot, but I definitely believe that FTR and the Bucks were the only match. That was the only match that you could have put in that spot because they were able to wake the crowd up. They went out there. They worked their fucking asses off. I think we had like 4 table breaks in that match. And shout out to Cash Wheeler as well. Cash Wheeler, the MVP of that match. The guy was doing moonsaults off the ladder. The guy took an EVP trigger while being crotched in the ladder. He ain't having no kids. Then we had Cash Wheeler doing a missile suicide dive. I'm surprised he didn't break his freaking shoulder. But very good match. Probably the best Young Bucks FTR match we've seen. Tough spot, but they made it work. And Jack Perry, the biggest pop of the night, bar none, Jack Perry. When he was unmasked and he had this fucking smug ass look on his face, I went on record and I said that Jack Perry, he looked like he just pulled an all-nighter with Sydney Sweeney. He looked like he pulled a heist of the century at fucking McDonald's where he ordered a 10-piece chicken nugget and they gave him 12 pieces instead. That fucking smile, that prick-like smile, brilliant shit. And Jack Perry being with the Elite is absolutely going to help elevate him. It's going to add to the Elite overall. And Young Bucks winning, that was the right outcome. The Elite is being built up as a super faction. I do believe we're going to see the Motor City Machine Guns at some point, and that is going to be your all-in matchup. It's going to be Motor City Machine Guns versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
And just to give everybody an update on Dynamite, Mina won her match against Anna Jay, and I love Mariah May, how she's in the ring right now, ready to celebrate with some class, with some champagne. Mariah May, by the way, I said this about Tiffany Stratton. I'm saying it about Mariah May. Mariah May is going to be the biggest star in AEW within the next 2 years. She's on her way. She's great. Her expressions, her ring work, her matches, and the short amount of time that she's had to demonstrate how good she is, she has done so. Anna Jay right now so jealous. She's actually choking out Mariah May. And now Timeless Tony Storm to the rescue. No shoes on. Doesn't even waste any time.
Holy shit. Whoa. Deep. Now that is a fucking challenger. Nice.
Serena Deeb.
Now that's a fucking challenger. That I can definitely get into. Serena
That
Deeb
match needs
versus
some build-up.
Deeb.
Serena Deeb can actually put on a clinic with this woman. That's going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to have to pay attention to that. But Jay, go ahead. What were your thoughts right here? Young Bucks, FTR.
Yeah,
Dynasty.
I mean, I said it before. It's very hard to follow after you see a match like that. It was hard for me to get into it. They did some wild, crazy physical bumps that I thought was a little unnecessary. But hey, it's not the best ladder match I've seen, but it was decent for my eyes.
Okay, I thought it was actually a good match. I enjoyed it. I'll get more into Jack Perry later tonight, and I'll give you my entire take on Mr. Jack Perry later tonight. Let's get into the main event, where the right decision was made. A good choice to put the title on Swerve Strickland, who is undoubtedly the best talent in the roster right now, total package, perfect manager, great matches, and has, put on a run that is well-deserving of someone that's going to win the title off someone as good and as dominant as Samoa Joe has been. This is a big deal for Swerve Strickland because Samoa Joe isn't anybody. He is that guy. He is that dude. He is AEW's Samoan. So they just made a statement right now with Swerve Strickland beating Samoa Joe, because it's like saying, hey, man, you have your Samoan killer. We have our Samoan killer, Swerve Strickland, now the Samoan killer, the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I love the match. I love the fact that I worked with this guy just in December. I worked with him, and I was hyping him up because I told him, you deserve it. You're going to be champion. So to see it come true and to see my pile of extras triple in value as well, I love it. This is all good shit. So, yeah, God bless Swerve Strickland. God bless Prince Nana, and may their reign be mighty and lengthy. DJ Storms, what did you think of this match?
Very good main event. It was as good as it was possibly going to get. Obviously, it was not going to be match of the year. You can't follow the previous two matches. The previous three matches, really, because Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, they killed it too. But for 18 minutes, it was a very good match. It went off without a hitch. Right outcome. It needed to happen, although I would have preferred if Hangman won the belt at Revolution, and then they would have built towards Swerve's title win at All In. But I still do believe that they're going to do Swerve and Hangman at All In. I definitely do believe they're still going to do Swerve and Hangman at All In, and we will indeed see Swerve versus Hangman for the world title, and that will be the end of that feud. It'll be a 1-year bookmark. As far as Swerve goes, guy never bitched, never moaned, never complained, did everything that was asked of him. He is a true example of hard work paying off, and Samoa Joe, got to give my credit to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he did what he needed to do with the championship, even though he was never meant to be champion. He took that championship, and for the, I believe, 114 days that he had the championship, he made the most of it. I hate transitional champions. There should be no such thing as a transitional champion, but if you are to be a transitional champion, quote unquote, just look no further than Samoa Joe on how to do it right. Samoa Joe, he did everything he could possibly do with that championship, and having Swerve win it, that was the right call. We're already off to a good start with Swerve's reign. Had a very good match with Kyle Fletcher just earlier tonight, and I believe we got a casino gauntlet match to see who's going to fight Swerve Strickland first. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm assuming that individual is going to fight Swerve at Double or Nothing, and we're looking forward towards a bright future with Swerve, and he deserves at least a 200-day reign minimum.
I'd even go as far to say 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year. I think Will Ospreay's going to be the guy to take the title off him. Great match, great champion. In a moment here, when Jay's done giving his take, we're going to get a live take from a fan who was in the house. Make sure, Sean, you have your headphones on. If you have the stream on, make sure you mute it. Right now, we're about to get into the celebration on Dynamite, so who cares about that? I'd rather hear what Jay has to say about Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland. Jay, the floor is yours.
I'm just going to say the positive first. First African-American champ in AEW. That's a moment right there. And all the hard work that Swerve has been traveling from Japan to the Indies, to NXT, to WWE, all that. Tremendous work. Salute. Here's the thing, guys. I like Swerve. I just don't feel his matches for me captures me in. I can't say every match that I see a Swerve is an excellent, it's a banger. It elevates the opposition of who he's working with. I don't see that. And I know that's a big statement to say, but I don't see it. I don't see it in the promos. I think me and Savage talk about it that, damn, this guy should not hold the mic longer than 5 minutes. And in order for you to be the champion of the world in your own company, you need to sell me. You need to put my ass in a seat if I'm in St. Louis or I'm in New York or I'm wherever to make me get into you, to make me get behind you, to make me love this match. But let's face it, guys, this match was an average match. It told me a story of, damn, we're going to make this story. Swerve has got to out-wrestle Samoa Joe, and that's what we saw in the match. Swerve out-wrestle Samoa Joe, which is shocking to me if you're going to lose the belt and go out like that. But I think Joe could have held it a little more. But the way everything was built for the last few months, it was definitely going to Swerve. I don't hate that he's champion. I just feel that if I were to watch him with a program, once again, DJ Storm said Adam Hangman Page, I'm not going to be into it. And I don't think the only way people will probably be into that is stipulation match. Well, let's have another Texas Death Match.
I mean, you could do a stipulation match.
I want to see a wrestling match. And I think Swerve can deliver on certain things in a match, but it's not like, how can I compare it to? It's not like a Seth freaking Rollins match, if you guys understand what I'm saying. If I watch any Seth freaking Rollins match with whoever it is, whether it's Drew or whoever was it before, or it could be anybody, it gets me into the match. I'm into it. With Swerve, it's not that I'm into it. I'm just watching it. It's a big difference for me, but it's well deserved. This guy deserves all the best in the world. So congratulations to Swerve. But I just feel like if you're the top tier of your company, you got to not only elevate people that you're working with, you got to get me into it. And I think he has the perfect mouthpiece in Nana. I don't know why we don't use him a lot more.
Savage, I think I need to be your new co-host.
We're going to see what's going to happen with Swerve Strickland's title reign. I kind of do want to see Prince Nana take more control on the microphone because I think Swerve can do a lot of talking with his action, and he should be more of like a boss persona where he talks, but it's more like he gives out commands, man. He runs his crew.
What happened to Mobile Embassy?
On bangers. But listen, we've had this guy in the background. Enough from me, enough from Storms, enough from Jay. Let's actually talk to someone.
Here comes the $10 million woman right here. Let's hear her.
They were there live. They saw the match.
I gotta hear this.
And we're gonna bring him in right now. Okay, his name is Sean Moody. Sean, what's going on, brother?
Hey, AJ, Savage, DJ Storm, nice to meet you guys. I wasn't at Dynasty. I was at Collision on Saturday for the Rampage. Yeah. It was all right. It opened up at 6:15 with a bunch of Ring of Honor wrestling to open up the show, which was a good surprise, get more matches for my cheap price of $35 a ticket, so overall.
I had me fooled. I thought you went to Collision or the Dynasty.
I wish I could have, but I'm good. I'm going down to St. Louis.
How was Collision? Did you have a good time? How was the crowd?
For 2,600 people, as you guys said, they make it look like there's about 5,000 or 6,000 people. And my seats were pretty decent for $35. I sent you the picture, Savage. They're about 15 rows back. I was on the main floor. I was in lower bowl. So,
how was that bunkhouse brawl?
Man, it was weak. I wish they would have went out more in the crowd and farther than what they did. Just kind of that little small crowd, in that little area.
For sure, Daniel Finn for the Osprey match.
It was good, and Brian Danielson, whatever you want to call him, he sang "Happy Birthday" to a fan afterwards. So good dude. RVD's match, it didn't look that great, but I knew he was going to win. It was kind of good to see the Acclaimed and all these guys that I've never seen before. So, what you guys think of the show? Yeah, dude, I kept walking around trying to get people to try to watch your show and get subscribed, man. I was trying to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no problem. We'll figure something out, man. It was a good week. It's kind of like your WrestleMania, dude. I just finally got a job and stuff, so it's kind of exciting in a way to be like, all right, cool, I got a job. I'm gonna go see some wrestling, and like it was jam packed when I got there at 4:30. Doors open. I got to my seat about 5:35, and they interact with the crowd a lot too. So if you ever go to AEW, you're gonna get a good ticket and a good seat for a cheap price, more than likely. And even though Tony Khan is a clown to you, hey, I'm just glad he brought it back to the Midwest this weekend. You know what I mean? He came to the Midwest. Now they're back at home.
I appreciate hearing that, and it's nice to see somebody who actually appreciates what Tony Khan's doing for the business by buying a ticket and going to the show, showing support.
Yeah, and he hasn't been there since 1999 for a state basketball championship, because we used to hold the state basketball championship. So it's kind of a long time ago. I was only 12.
Long time in the making, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I appreciate you watching this show, watching Marty's show. And we'll bring you on again soon.
All right, thanks, man.
You got it, brother. Have a good night.
You too.
He's a good
All
guy.
right.
He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
Sean Moody, good guy, man. I thought he went to Dynasty, he went to Collision, but either way, you can see that AEW does have fans, because this guy bought a ticket. He couldn't wait to go and watch them in his hometown. So they're out there.
But by the way, I actually did some research. I think it was last week's Collision. Not last week's, the Saturday before that. When they were in Kentucky, I do believe that they set an attendance record for a wrestling show in Kentucky. WWE held an attendance record in Kentucky in that specific venue. I don't remember the name. A specific venue, and it was about 2,000, and AEW recently broke it. They did 2,511. So congratulations to them. Again, attendance doesn't really matter, but hey, good for them.
No, listen, attendance doesn't matter, and we'll get into that argument later. And the reason why it matters is because this is a business first and foremost, and everybody that gets into it, they're trying to do one thing, DJ Storms. No matter what they tell you, they might tell you, I want match of the year, I want this trophy, and I want that title. You know what they want more than anything else? They want money.
I am not into Mercedes Moné. I'm sorry.
They want all the money.
Heel Monet is the way to go. Heel Monet is the way to go.
In New Japan, she was. When she came here.
Now, what's going on here? Mercedes Moné, they're trying to hype up this match. I don't like anything Mercedes Moné has done on television lately at all.
Well, she hasn't really done anything. She hasn't really done anything.
I didn't like her debut. I don't like this matchup. I don't like how she's going after a mid-card title. Like, if you're Sasha Banks and you're big business, you should be going after Tony Storm, point blank.
You do realize that what they're doing here with the TBS championship is what is going to make the TBS title more important. Now, should they have had her wrestle and win matches? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to continue to say that. They should have absolutely had her wrestling on TV already. Whatever fucking excuse that they're trying to make is bullshit. But at the same point in time, Mercedes Moné is going to do that title good, and the title will do her good, because her being a champion and the championship being on her, it's ultimately going to have a double positive effect in the long run, because now she's going to be in the ring with a lot of individuals that we never thought she would be in the ring with.
Later tonight, we're going to get into some hot topics where I want to know if Jay and Storms thinks Vince maybe joins AEW in 2025. I want to know if you guys think, does WWE need MJF? We're going to talk about this videotape. Did this videotape help AEW? I'm sure we're going to have difference of opinions, but you know what? Why don't we just talk about it right now? Because Jack Perry's on TV right now, and I like the fact that he just had a little moment where they asked him a question and he didn't talk. Because let me tell you something. Jack Perry not talking makes him an A+ player. When Jack Perry starts talking, he gets downgraded to B+, because he doesn't have it yet. He
can talk. He's not a bad player. He can talk.
Let me finish. In-ring performer out of this world. He is awesome. You want proof? Well, watch his matches on AEW pay-per-views. I love his matches. I love his wrestling. He just needs a little work on his character. And what they're doing right now by reshaping him into a real bad guy, asshole, jackass, they're doing it the right way, Storms. I am liking what I am seeing with Jack Perry, and I hope it continues. I hope they keep up. And when it comes to talking, until he's not only ready to just command attention? Because that's all he needs, DJ Storms. He needs to be able to get on the mic and command attention and be able to dictate how the crowd reacts to him. And the way they're building him, I think they're close to achieving that. So go ahead, DJ Storms. The floor is yours. Did this tape help AEW? And what do you think about Jack Perry in general overall his last few weeks?
Now, if you're going to ask the question, did it help AEW? No, it didn't really help him. It didn't really do much of anything in the grand scheme of things. If we're going to talk about Jack Perry, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. I do believe that Jack Perry, this heel turn and this scapegoat persona, that is absolutely going to help him. This is probably the best direction for him. He went as far as he could go as a babyface, and with this new scapegoat heel persona, them using the footage definitely benefited him. AEW, not really so much. I appreciate that they kind of weaved it into the storyline between the Bucks and FTR, but in the long run, if we're going to look back on it, it was there, it came, it went. It was really nothing of substance. If anything, they should have released it. If they wanted to release it, they should have released it last September. But they didn't, and it ultimately came off. It came off as just another thing on the show. It didn't really feel as big as it really should have been. And it was just kind of blah. So no, it didn't really help AEW. A lot of people were saying like, oh my God, this is a WCW 2000 moment. I mean, clearly these people have shit for fucking brains. Clearly these fucking people, they operate with an IQ of 48. Clearly you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Please. At this rate, if you are going to try to compare anything in this era to WCW 2000, or hell, even the segment with Bobby Lashley's sisters, or when Roman Reigns was getting dog food dumped on him by Baron Corbin, please.
That was great. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to go look that up later.
Stop fucking talking. It did not help them in the long run. But I'm glad that Jack Perry is back on television, and I do believe that now that he's involved with the Elite, it's definitely going to help bring him to that next level. And if it's not Takeshita, I would not mind seeing Jack Perry take the TNT title from Adam Copeland. Now, as far as CM Punk goes, I mean, we pretty much already knew what happened. We already knew what the deal was with Punk. The whole interview with Punk, he came off intelligent at certain points during the feud, and then he came off as a whiny bitch at certain points during the interview. Either way, it was a par for the course CM Punk podcast. I didn't really care for it. I wasn't really going to sit out here and go completely in depth on it. But regardless, if we're going to go back to that simple question, did it help AEW in the long run? No, it was just there.
Before I go to Jay, I actually think this helped WWE more than anything, because you're just promoting CM Punk as a legitimate badass who doesn't take shit from anybody. He didn't like what this guy said to him, and he swung at him. Man. So that's my small little take. But Jay, what did you think? Did this tape help AEW? And try to keep it under 2 minutes, because I'd like to actually talk about what's going on Dynamite.
This match ain't all that. But it helped TBS. TBS that night had probably one of the highest ratings they got because of this video. But what does it tell us? I mean, you're having a former star on your show and getting you the high ratings. Oh, that's bad. Number one. Number two, after this aired, everybody was chanting CM Punk. That's bad. Another thing was the accusations that AEW and Tony Khan and everybody put in our heads. It was a year ago or so. We were told reports that Tony Khan was scared for his life, that he was being shook or anyway. We were told that CM Punk threw the first punch. We didn't see none of that, guys.
Actually, I saw Punk throw a punch. I saw that.
Yeah, you can say something. Go ahead.
I saw Punk throw a punch. I'm not sure what you were watching. I saw Punk throw a punch.
I saw him throw a shove. This is what I saw. A shove, grabbed the hair into the guillotine lock. It had him in the lock. Tony Khan is over here. You can't see him. But they was told that he threw the first punch, and also Tony Khan was scared for his life. Meanwhile, he was nowhere even remotely in his.
They didn't show that.
For you to be shook. So that's my whole thing. Now, did it help Jack Perry? Of course, you got to use this in some good way. Let's face it. We try to use it with the Bucks and FTR. That was a big bomb. a real big bomb for me. I can't even believe FTR followed up with that. You could see Tony Schiavone's face. He could go on Busted Open and say all he wants of, no, I was just trying to sell because the Young Bucks are assholes and I was just trying to sell. Come on, let's face it. It was just bad business that night. I hope it does something good with Jack Perry because I don't think he has personality. That's just me. But let's see where this goes, guys. I mean, it's probably the most interesting thing they got right now, that and Swerve Strickland as champion.
Well, they got a lot of interesting things, not just Jack Perry. I mean, you also.
No, I said Swerve. I said Swerve.
No, not just those two things. I mean, you got Tony Storm and Mariah May. They got their own thing going on. You got Adam Copeland and Malachi Black. They got a thing going on. Will Ospreay. I mean, anything Will Ospreay touches turns to gold.
I'm not gonna go that far, but I just feel.
I think he's close to that status, though, where everything he will touch. Eventually,
I'm not interested in John Moxley.
He's on the way, Storms. You're not far off.
Moxley's good too. I mean, the fact that Moxley's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, that's definitely going to be good for, you know, the overall industry because it gives Moxley something to do and it gets him off of TV after tonight and potentially opens up the door for, you know, someone new to take that spot.
But let's face it, we all watched John Moxley before in WWE and all that. I never saw his stuff before he got to WWE, but he was never doing that strong style shit. Let's face it, it was not strong style shit. Every match.
Quick question: do we break up the Acclaim now, Jay Storms?
No, we don't break up the Acclaimed. We don't break up the Acclaimed. We need to get the Acclaimed back in the tag team division. That's where they're going to excel.
I don't know why it's taking long.
Thunder Rosa look good, man. I'm glad she's back.
Thunder Rosa, baby.
Kyle O'Reilly now making his way out in this match. Is this about to become a fatal four-way?
What the
It's
hell?
a casino gauntlet match, I heard. I'm not really sure how.
Because they didn't even advertise this.
So, they were advertising it as the show went on. I was watching it in the
I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, during the week type of advertising.
Yeah.
This is on-the-spot booking.
This guy could have been champion. I'm telling y'all right now. Before that injury, he was on a hot streak.
Swerve Strickland, though, looks good with that title, man. That was the right move.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it. Look at this matchup, too. The shots
I can't say it's match of the year yet. I still believe there'll be a banger somewhere down
It's
the road.
definitely in contention for sure amongst the fans.
And I bet you money it's going to be with Ospreay again. I bet you money another banger is going to be better than that. It's going to be with Ospreay.
New Jack Perry t-shirt.
So, okay.
I don't like that shirt.
Oh, by the way, before. Congratulations to these two. Angelo Parker, Ruby Soho, real-life couple. They're about to have a baby. I think it's awesome.
Wow.
I didn't know. Until they made the announcement, I had no idea that they were a real-life couple. I thought it was all storyline, but then I found out.
I think it was, right? And they just hooked up?
They hooked up, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a storyline, and they just hooked up.
No, they were dating all the way back since the fall. Holy shit,
really?
they're already doing Ospreay.
No way. It's already
Holy
awesome.
shit, he's out right now.
You see, watch this match turn into gold now, and it's a battle royale.
It's a casino gauntlet, actually. Holy fuck!
But what is
They're
it
really
for?
gonna give us
The number
Ospreay
one
now.
contender? What are they fighting for?
Well, Gianna Forever says it's a word.
Swerve at Double or Nothing.
What do you
the winner
guys
of
think?
this fight Swerve at Double or Nothing?
Yes.
Savage. Gianna Forever says it's a work that she's pregnant.
No, it's legit.
I think she's pregnant, man. She will lose it in the storyline.
I didn't hear it. So
oh my god, get out of here. Oh shit, this is crazy.
That's a shocker,
this is
though.
crazy
I'm really
because
surprised.
what the hell are we doing? Will Ospreay's going right after Swerve?
I like this.
Okay,
though.
so
I
if
like
that happens, Will Ospreay is going to have to lose, and he's absolutely going into a feud with the Don Callis family.
This is crazy, man.
Dude, I mean, like, listen, Ospreay can take a loss. He's already super over. He can take a loss.
He has to take this loss, unfortunately, but he has.
But
to.
also, don't forget, everybody thinks Swerve is a babyface. He's not. Prince Nana
It's too
can
fast to have him face
cost
Swerve.
him the match.
Way too
Someone
fast.
from the Mogul Embassy can cost him the match. I think what
Don
I would
Callis?
do if I'm Swerve Strickland, DJ Storms, yeah, Don Callis too as well, yeah. But if I'm Swerve, I focus on building my Mogul Embassy and making them stronger than ever. So you have that support system of a defiant, strong, confident posse that can make sure they keep that title on your shoulder for years to come. That's what should happen.
Yes.
And now this is a moment. Jay White, Will Ospreay in the ring, and I love how Jay White just takes advantage.
This is a throwback.
Eyes out.
Throwback to New Japan.
Coming in.
Whoa, Spanish Fly.
Listen, Adam Cole can barely get out of bed without falling down. I don't see him doing anything.
Lance Archer's out next.
Lance is another one. Underutilized, man.
I'm just.
Oh, don't worry, Elliot. They're gonna put the world title on Ospreay, but we have to enjoy it, okay?
It's not yet.
Like a fine wine, it has to. No, Storm's like a fine wine. It has to age.
I got an idea. I know who should beat Swerve for the title. It should be Adam Cole.
A lot of people are saying that. I don't agree with that.
No, it's going to happen at the end of the year. Full Gear or World's End.
Maybe the end of the year. Maybe the end of the year.
It might. It probably will.
Can't happen now. Can't happen right.
Why can't it be Wardlow? Like, put the title on someone like Wardlow.
Okay, you have Wardlow win.
Team up with MJF again.
Okay, check this out. You have Wardlow win. Wardlow challenges Swerve, and then Adam Cole betrays Wardlow and kicks him out.
They could have made Lance Archer champion 2 years ago, and I would have believed it.
Oh, he was dominant in New Japan. This guy was a beast.
He's awesome.
Lance Archer was the freaking man.
He's one of their best big men they have.
The matches he had with Moxley.
In my opinion, the best 3 big men in AEW in no order. You have Lance Archer, Luchasaurus.
Listen, I'm liking that Kyle O'Reilly's getting a shine.
Are the top 3 big men in AEW.
Hold on. What if Christian comes out here and Christian wins it? Christian and Swerve at Double or Nothing? I mean,
that's money. That's money.
Right.
That's money. That's money pay-per-view. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Blackout. Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Or why not even Luchasaurus, man?
I don't know. I don't think that's really a main event, but I do think that
Why not? Why not?
We have the video
hasn't been built up enough.
With Christian by his side.
Savage, do you have the video? Do you have the video of Luchasaurus?
Luchasaurus is the future world champion, DJ Storms.
Oh no, he is, but not.
He doesn't think that. He doesn't think that.
No, he is a
future. Lucha doesn't think that, but I think
he said it.
He is,
it's live. We have proof, DJ Storm. We got proof. If Savage can find it, we have the proof.
I have a video of him like not really confident that he's going to be a world champion.
I'm gonna have to see this.
But listen, DJ Storms.
Find that video, man.
I do this every week on Rampage. I'm sorry, on Wrestling with
Savage. We got a table here in the casino.
This is like a cheat sheet, what I call it, DJ Storms, which is it's just a quick glance so you can know exactly what happened on Dynasty, on Collision, on Rampage, all at the same damn time. Nobody puts in this kind of effort, DJ Storms, and you know it. You fucking know it.
And let me tell you something. No. I'm the guy. Listen, I just got monetized this year. I was on the grind for almost 7 years, not getting paid a fucking dime for what I'm doing, and I'm still working a full-time job, and I'm streaming every single fucking Saturday.
I've been streaming since 2013. You know how long it took me to make a dime? You know how long it took me to make a damn dime?
Must have taken a long time, but let me tell you something. I'm on the grind all the time, too.
That's the way it is. You can't even talk about it. You can't even think about it. You just do. That's what we do. We just do.
Yeet.
Little cheat sheet there, but real quick, I'll show you what happened on Rampage, just so you can know. And on Collision, here's some photos. There's the moment between Ange Parker and Ruby. Ooh. I loved it. I thought this was good television. I don't care what anybody says. I am a Rob Van Dam mark. And that crowd,
I think you look good.
That crowd was fucking hot for RVD. And you know what? Every arena he goes to, they're hot for RVD. They could put, for Christ's sakes, you know what? I'll say it right now. Rob Van Dam could beat Swerve for the title, and I'd fucking believe it. I'd fucking buy it.
You know what I would do? RVD, if he can get a couple more wins, I would not mind seeing a little interim feud with Roderick Strong and giving Roderick Strong a win over RVD. Would not mind it.
Okay, I'm talking about making Rob Van Dam a world champion, like a legend, like back in the day. Don't you remember WWE? Hulk Hogan comes back, but fucking put the title on him. You're gonna tell me in this day and age, RVD's not the best looking, marketable legend available ever since now Sting has retired? Who's a more marketable legend who can actually still go in the ring?
Christian Cage,
yeah.
I think RVD can go better than Christian Cage.
Christian's my father.
What?
RVD can still go, bro.
Christian's doing his best work.
I told Rob Van Dam personally on a text message. I said, if Tony Khan doesn't give you a title shot this year, you need to hit him with a Van Daminator.
Why we got tables on the outside?
Because it's no DQ.
Yeah, it's no DQ. Casino
It's like
battle. Shit.
tables in
Okay,
every
so,
match.
all right, I got a good guy to win this if he comes out. I hope he comes out. Give me Pac winning this. Give me Pac.
And Hobbs is another
I
one who
don't
needs to be
mind
world
Wardlow.
champion one day. He needs to be world champion.
Oh, Powerhouse Hobbs is great. What the hell's Commander doing? Commander just came out. What the fuck?
This match is getting out of hand.
Oh, God, he
He's
caught
very
him.
upset.
The motherfucker caught him. Oh, Lance Archer.
A lot of action. Good promo by Danielson on Collision, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If you missed it, you might want to go back and check it out. Adds a nice layer to the match with Ospreay. A lot of fun this week, though, on AEW. I'll give it to them. A lot of fun this week on All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, the little Collision Rampage doubleheader. It felt like a little pay-per-view before the pay-per-view. I thought that was very well put together.
This picture, Storms, because for me, this is fun. Just imagine the insanity that would happen if January 1st comes and Tony Khan announces Vince McMahon is All Elite, and he says Vince is now in control of all creative. And you have Vince versus Triple H. This shit would be.
Hey, it's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but you can't tell me the world wouldn't lose their fucking minds.
Oh, no, the world would absolutely lose their fucking minds. Now, do I think that Vince is going to join AEW? No, but if he is going to be involved in the wrestling industry again, he's probably going to start his own company. And I don't.
Well,
see
a lot
that
of people
happening.
are speculating, including one of our loyal viewers, that he might go with Jeff Jarrett and Global Force.
I don't know about that. Oh, powerbomb by Ospreay to no.
I look at it like this: he's 78 years old. He's already done everything under the sun, if not once, at
He's
least
got
10
a dead
times.
caterpillar on his lip.
You know what I mean? Like, the dude can relax now. I don't think he even cares anymore. He wasn't at WrestleMania 40, and he won't be at WrestleMania 41. And according to conversations I had with former world champions, they were happier when he wasn't around.
Jay Lethal. Oh,
I'm not going to drop any names. I'm sure Jay knows who I'm talking about, but
This is crazy right now.
who's coming out right now?
Lethal.
Holy shit. See, now,
So
Jay
we got
Lethal,
Lethal, we got White, we got Penta, we got Ospreay,
Wow.
we got
all these men
Lethal
are
losing
fighting
his
for
step.
what you're looking at on your screen on that bottom left-hand corner, a shot at that world championship that Swerve just won off Samoa Joe. Now, I've been saying this for years. Jay Lethal is a player, man, but underutilized is an understatement for what they've done with him.
Blade Runner. No. Holy shit. Crazy shit.
This is a great impromptu match that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, you already know that the multi-man match are going to be fun.
What's making this match more fun, though, is the competitors. Because sometimes you see these battle royals that are filled with people that you don't even care about. And here we have multiple combatants that we all care about.
Axe and smash. Here comes Ospreay.
I don't see Ospreay not winning this match.
I'd love to see.
After what he just did to Bryan Danielson at Dynasty, how can you see Ospreay losing a match?
When he's not pinned. Powerbomb. Oh my God. Wow.
How about Dante Martin, though, man, huh?
Hidden Blade. No. Oh my God. I thought that was it.
Kyle O'Reilly with a nice slap to the face. I'm a little behind you right now.
Yeah, I think I got the one that
These two should definitely have a match together.
Kyle O'Reilly looks like he can go right now. What a sequence with those
With the right dance
That's
partner.
beautiful. That blade wasn't even that hidden, Storms. It was more like right in your face.
Whoa, Kyle.
What the hell's going on?
Ooh.
Look at Commander.
Yes.
What the hell?
This match is
Shooting
getting
star.
wild. I wish I could show you guys what we're watching right now. It's getting a little crazy.
Crazy. I didn't even know you could pin here. Like
Hey,
He's
got
very
him.
over right now. My God. What do we still have to come tonight on Dynamite? We already
Uh,
said
I
Swerve.
think this is
Moxley
it.
and
Oh, we have the main event,
Tony
right?
Khan. Tony Khan.
Well, don't forget, we got to hear from Jericho
Tony Khan, Jack Perry.
and John Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs, which I can't wait to see. That's going to be a hell of a match. That's
Isn't
going
it
to be a
kinda like-
hard-hitting match.
Isn't it late though to have all this in half an hour?
It's perfect timing. And Will Ospreay is the winner.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Hold on. I misspoke. It wasn't who gets a world title match. Ospreay he got an international title match against Roderick Strong.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So put that title on him. No problem. Beautiful. They want to put gold on him right away. There's no way he's losing that match unless that's when we do the Don Callis turn and they cost him that title, and then we go from there.
International?
I mean, that's got to be the heel turn for the Don Callis family.
It could. 100%.
Who's going to take it off Ospreay?
But at the end of the day, I still like the fact that this kid just right away, after that match, right away earns a title.
They're going to kick Wardlow out of the group. I'm telling you.
Oh, no, clearly.
And I'm all for it.
The question is, what's going to happen if MJF does come back? What direction are they going to go with him? Are they going to go straight super heel again, or baby face? Is he going to hop on Will Ospreay's baby face coattails and try to ride along with him, and then stab him in the back?
He doesn't need the belt. I think they should just have him and Adam Cole a grudge match, like a death match.
Oh yeah. That's got to happen at Wembley.
Boom, yeah. Just have it all out bloody. Boom. Do it like that.
They need to make up for what they did with that storyline, because I wasn't happy with that storyline last year.
And by the way,
the problem was right. The problem was they were injured. That was.
And by the way, Adam Cole never wore the devil mask ever.
He had it in his locker at least once, but we still have Moxley to look forward to. Get back to these screenshots that we had from Collision. Obviously Okada right there, killing it on Collision. Good reason to watch every week. Right now, you missed it last night. You don't have to miss it. Every Tuesday night, Wrestling with Savage, we cover WWE. We bring you the entire week of WWE while we watch NXT live every week. Tonight, you're watching Wrestling with Savage, the AEW edition, with our special friend and guest, DJ Storms. Jay's in the house. We are covering All Elite Wrestling as we get ready for our main event. Like I said, Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And this Thursday at 10 p.m., make sure you watch episode 22 of The Party with Marty, official podcast of Marty Jannetty, where we talk a lot about WrestleCon, WrestleMania. Marty Jannetty gives me his full attention as we talk about that moment that I had with the great one. You may have heard of him. His name is The Rock, only the most famous man on the planet. And I'll say this, DJ Storms, something that was told to me by legends. They said, maybe I should just read the text message. I'll share something private with you guys, man. He's like, listen, man, that video will always be epic. I mean, for life. That piece of video will be priceless, so don't lose it. In some arenas, it's rude, meaning stealing your shine, time off someone else's. But in this case, The Rock, the biggest name in the universe, but the way he calmly handled it, he saved the moment and in turn made it epic. A couple of my friends from all over the world, promoters from Australia, Austria, Britain, they all said to me, damn, why isn't that guy a wrestler? But good shit, man. Fucking good shit. Because at the end of the day, you're on a fine line of being obnoxious and amazing. And you'll be fine. That video, what I just saw, that video is what 99.9% of others are all trying to do. But you were the one that did it. I'm proud of you. It wasn't given to you. You went and you took it. Now, this text message is from a fucking legend. I'm not going to say his name, but it's a fucking legend. It's a Hall of Famer. It's someone who saw that video and understands that it's not an easy thing, not only to get the attention of The Rock, DJ Storms, but to literally command the attention of The Rock. Did you see the video? I'm sure you must have.
I did, yes. It was all over social media.
What were your thoughts? What was your initial reaction? Because I know you know me.
I actually, I'm not a man. I'm not a man that is usually speechless, but I was actually speechless. I thought you handled that very, very well, and you definitely commanded the attention of one of the most well-known professional wrestlers in the history of the business. So props to you, Savage.
I appreciate that, DJ Storms. And that text message, like I said, it's from a very good friend who's a Hall of Famer that I've worked with a couple of times. And legit Hall of Famer telling me something like that. means the fucking world to me because it means I'm doing
What
something
did I
right.
say? And what did I say, Savage, when I thought about it? Speechless.
Speechless. Yeah.
Same
a lot of
thing.
people are telling me that same thing, man. Fucking speechless. I loved it. My client Spencer Slade loved it because I was able to say his name, and that's what made me more happy than anything else.
Crazy.
The fact that I said Spencer Slade's name to The Rock. I don't know if The Rock remembers his name, but I will make sure that I'm going to remind The Rock of his name. You know what I did today, DJ Storms? I went shopping for Papa Tui. Are you familiar with the Papa Tui?
I'm actually not. Here, enlighten me.
Papa Tui is The Rock's brand new line of products for shampoo, facial cream, deodorant, soap, skin lotion. So I bought all of it. Me and my client Spencer Slade, we want to take our game to the next level. So we think the only way to do that is to start using Papa Tui exclusively and making sure that we make very good marketable commercials that we could tag Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dewey, and hopefully get his attention.
Yeah.
Jericho's on fire right now, and the crowd is booing him.
They were booing him. In my opinion, dude, he should go back to WWE. Do your run there. Have your last couple of years. Hall of Fame.
Jericho's going to retire in AEW.
Yeah, it's over.
Because he's he's very loyal to Tony Khan. He's Tony Khan's most trusted confidant right beside
but I think Tony would give him a pass to go have a retirement match at WrestleMania.
I think that Jericho's gonna. I don't think Jericho wants a retirement match. I think he's just gonna slowly fade away whenever that is.
He'll probably die in the ring. He might just try to beat Ric Flair.
Probably.
The only other person I could see having a longer career than Ric Flair, and you guys might give me shit for this, but I've said it before. When it's all said and done, one of the most legendary careers in this business will go to The Miz. The Miz will wrestle until he's 70. He will be maybe a 19-time world champion when it's said and done.
He's not going to be a 19-time world champion, but I do agree that The Miz is definitely going to have a long career. I don't necessarily hate The Miz. I think that he has done a hell of a lot more than anyone could have expected. The only issue is he shouldn't be winning any championships. He should be helping other talent get over. And the fact that him and Awesome Truth are champions, I mean, that's just fucking stupid.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you.
I would not mind seeing him wrestle for a while. It's just all.
In my opinion, they shit the bed on the tag team titles. Like the Creed brothers should have been champions at WrestleMania.
No, DIY should have been champions at WrestleMania.
Well, maybe DIY and the Creed brothers, but the Creed brothers, you made them look like gods on Raw 4 or 5 weeks in a row. For what?
Put them in the comedy show.
Yeah, put them in the comedy show. Well, me and Spencer Slade are not in the comedy show. We're coming all over the country, man. We're going to Maryland, Baltimore, Georgia, Las Vegas, all over Pennsylvania.
Big Bill got a mic.
And right there, you can see I don't take any shit from my opponent. See, that guy thought he was going to get me, Storms. That guy in the ring right there, Joseph Keys, he thought he was going to get his hands on Savage. Not going to happen. If you want to support Savage, go on over to Pro Wrestling Tees. You can pick up a shirt. Even further, go support the wrestling universe. Pick up a t-shirt or come down to the store. Meet legends like Mark Henry, May 12th. Danhausen, also on May 12th, will be at the Wrestling Universe. Kurt Angle will be at the Wrestling Universe. May 18th. And this Saturday, Kevin Nash, another big man. By the way, Big Bill in the ring right now talking to Jericho. But Kevin Nash will be at the Wrestling Universe this Saturday. I like this. Big Bill Jericho. Is he joining him or is he turning?
I think he may be joining him.
I like it.
He may be joining him.
How big are his arms now, bro? He got huge, dude.
He's gotten himself into great shape, and I'm very, very happy that
this might be the best shape he's ever been in. He looks like a 7-foot brick house, man. He looks like 1980 Scott Hall. I like it. I like Big Bill. I've always liked Big Bill. I hope he has a great career.
I'm glad that he at least got a tag team title run. I don't think he's going to get another one in AEW, but I'm glad that they at least gave him that.
Yeah, I said the same thing the night he won the titles. I was just so happy to see him have gold on his shoulder for once.
They weren't supposed to lose, remember?
Yeah.
That's when Stark had that injury.
This Monday, live on Wrestling with Savage, on YouTube, on Instagram. We're going to be live everywhere. 3 p.m., you can find out who the Savage Kingdom is bringing to the wrestling universe next. September 28th. An absolute legend, a Hall of Famer, a trendsetter, someone who has not only been a success in the world of professional wrestling, but a success everywhere in the world. Has multi-million-dollar deals with big companies all over the world. This isn't a normal player. It's a big-time player, and the Savage Kingdom is bringing to you direct at the wrestling universe. You're not going to want to miss it. The announcement live. Stop messaging me. I'm not even telling my own mother. Monday, 3 p.m., you can find out like everybody else. Jericho.
The learning tree, Chris Jericho.
All right, are we fans that Hook isn't even coming out here to address this?
I don't think he's going to come around for a little bit. Again, this is going to be the slow burn, and he even put his nameplate on the fucking championship. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to be a dick, but I don't think people are going to care too much about it this time. But look,
I don't know how I feel about this whole new learning tree bullshit. It kind of feels like a ripoff of the Schism.
I actually don't think it has anything to do with the Schism because
probably not, but it just feels like it gets in the tree, man. They're actually showing the tree on the graphics now. It's
all right,
one thing when you're just saying.
All right, hang on. We got an interview with Don Callis and Will Ospreay. All right, here's the thing. Does the Don Callis family fuck over Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing?
More than likely.
Really? So you don't see Will Ospreay winning the championship?
I don't think he needs it. I think he needs to just put on bangers for a while, make some big wins over the number one contenders, and just take the title off Swerve eventually. 4 or 5 months.
Here's what I think. I would not mind seeing Will Ospreay win the championship. I will say that, but I think Roderick Strong retaining the championship would be the best route to go.
It's going to be interesting to watch Double or Nothing now because that's going to be the question. Are they going to screw him? Are they not going to screw him?
I think they are.
That's what I'm just saying. They trying to sell that driver as a deadly weapon. This is what I said.
Maybe they're going to help him win the title and then screw him later on when maybe they feel like he's not on the same page as them.
Because here's the thing, Swerve deserves a long title reign, and if Ospreay's going to be international champion, then that means that Swerve is going to be spared, which is good. And that could open up the door for Adam Cole to beat Swerve Strickland and then hold that title till All In next year. And then All In next year, it's going to be Ospreay versus Adam Cole, and Ospreay takes the championship.
I don't think it's going to be that long.
I mean, that would be a good route to go. Not for nothing. That would be a
what
great.
Do you do? But then what do you do with MJF and Adam Cole? If Adam
Cole it's simple. Adam Cole and MJF, they're going to fight at All In. MJF can get his win over Adam Cole, and then MJF can fight Swerve, and he can get his rematch. Swerve gets a big win over MJF to elevate his title reign, and then he could lose it to Adam Cole after Adam Cole gets a couple wins behind him. It's simple. It's simple.
No, I don't think anything's simple when it comes to booking AEW. I think Tony Khan has
I see a lot of simple stories.
I got to say this. I feel like Tony Khan has a very overcomplicated booking process. I think he overcomplicates certain storylines, and I don't think he does it because he wants to. It's not easy to run a wrestling company on this kind of level, this kind of scale, especially when you don't really take advice from anybody. I feel like I'll give him credit for Dynasty. He booked a hell of a show. And the last few weeks is giving me more faith in Tony Khan's ability to run a wrestling company and to make it entertaining again. So I got high hopes for AEW this year.
So here's the thing. I wouldn't say he overcomplicates things, but this is one thing I've been very, very critical about. And here's the thing. I'm a fair guy. I'm not a shill for either company. I'm not a shill for WWE. I'm not a shill for AEW. I call things right down the middle. The thing with AEW, minus the fact that they don't do enough to market their shows correctly, the one thing that Tony Khan has a problem with is how he structures his shows. Most of the time, the storylines are easy to follow, but it all depends on who he puts on the show in which position. I don't think that he really knows how to structure his shows correctly, where we know who we're going to get on Dynamite, or we know who we're going to get on Collision or Rampage. That's why I think what he should do is not necessarily do a brand split, but what he needs to do is he should structure certain feuds to be on certain shows. Like, for example, if there's a feud between, let's say, Mark Briscoe and Christian Cage, put that on Dynamite, have that be exclusive to Dynamite. Or if we're doing Will Ospreay versus a Jay White, put that exclusive to Collision. That way we know what we're going to be getting on a weekly basis. That would be good structure.
Let me just give a big shout out to Around the Ropes podcast. If you're not following them, please do so. My man John Blaine does a very good job. He works now with multiple wrestling companies all over the tri-state area, working with the Battleground exclusively, doing their exclusive press conference coming up. My man's putting in a lot of work. Another example of hard work demonstrated by a man with a lot of passion. So big shout out to John Blaine. Big shout out to Gianna Forever over here. Says we have to admit that Chris Jericho just reinvented himself again. I really wouldn't even call that a reinvention. Just more of like I guess waking up on a different side of the bed. I'm not a big fan of the Learning Tree. I'd rather see the Ocho. I'd rather see and hear Judas. But that's just me. Moxley making his way to the ring as we're about to get probably the hardest hitting match of the week, maybe. I'm pretty sure we're about to see the hardest hitting match of the week on any television show. Real quick, by the way, what did you think last night, Storms, on Trick Williams? Kind of convenient that Swerve wins on Sunday. Trick now the new champion.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a coincidence. I kind of had a feeling when they booked Tony D'Angelo versus Ilya at Stand and Deliver, which, by the way, that was a very good match. But I kind of had a feeling that they were going to go with Trick Williams taking the title off of Ilya because, you know, he's the hottest thing in NXT right now. I will give Trick some credit because 7 months ago I was very critical of him. He is improving at a nice rate. And I do believe that if he continues to do what he's doing, he will ultimately end up in a solid position. Right now, he's the NXT champion. I'm happy that they decided to invest their time in him. And right now, Ilya Dragunov, he's going up to the main roster. He is going to be an absolute
a lot to talk about on WWE next week for sure. Maybe you want to join me for the WWE version so we can actually talk WWE one week.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Right now, Hobbs, Jon Moxley. It's going down. Jay, who do you got? Who's winning this match and why?
Moxley, because he's the champ, and Hobbs is just not there yet.
Okay, and Storms, who you got?
Moxley, because, you know, he's got some stuff going on in New Japan. I think he's facing his protege, Shota Umino, on May 11th. And after tonight's show, it looks like he is going to be New Japan exclusive, at least for the duration of his world championship reign, which I have absolutely no problem with. Tony Khan and Jack Perry are coming up face-to-face next. I don't know what the hell is going to happen here, but I want to hear what Jack Perry has to say after the match.
I hope he doesn't say much. But everybody's going with Moxley, so I'm going to pick someone that would actually make me very happy to see happen. You put some legitimate gold on this man's shoulder for once, and it would shock the world. I feel like this could be your moment to have a nice shock moment of the night, which every episode of any TV show for wrestling should have every week. There should be at least one moment of shock. Like, damn, did I just see that? And I hope tonight we see Powerhouse Hobbs, maybe with or without the help of Don Callis, somehow, some way, defeat someone who has been almost undefeatable under Tony Khan's booking, John Never Stops Bleeding Moxley. You can't tell me you want to get a little excited, Storms, if you see Hobbs somehow just managed to crush Moxley in this match.
Listen, I would be happy, but at this moment, I don't think that Hobbs is going to take it. I think that right now, what they're doing with Hobbs is they need to keep him on TV. They need to keep on putting him in the ring with the big stars, because the more big stars that you put him in the ring with, the better wrestler that he's ultimately going to become. This match actually came about because Don Callis, he made some phone calls, he pulled some strings, and he said, hey, listen, I booked Jericho Omega, one of the biggest matches in New Japan history, so now I'm cashing in on my favor because New Japan owes me.
Okay.
So here we go, Leon Moxley.
Definitely a hard-hitting match. They're taking it to the outside already.
Wow.
Already.
Wasting no time.
No. Hobbs taking control, slamming
Get it,
Moxley's
get
head
physical.
into the barricade.
Get physical, baby.
Hobbs going for a big boot to the face, getting his foot caught on that barricade. Moxley taking advantage with his own big boot.
Taking it into the crowd.
We gotta talk about this venue though, man. How many crazy Cody Rhodes matches have we seen from this venue?
I love Daly's Place. It's a very nice venue. And Cody Rhodes definitely during the pandemic when he was the TNT champion definitely helped it. And damn, man, I wish we could have seen Brody Lee in front of a live crowd. Rest in peace, Brody Lee, man.
Yes. Amen to that. That guy was future world champion, 100 billion%.
Oh, dude, after that match with Moxley that he had at Double or Nothing 2020, he was absolutely going to be a future world champion.
His vignettes, the early work that he did in AEW, all money, like every one of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got all that done in one take, because that guy was legitimately a pro.
That guy was unbelievable, man. And we got ourselves certainly one hell of a brawl early on here.
Imagine having that guy during the Attitude Era.
Oh my God, he would have excelled immensely.
Could you imagine the matches he would have had with Cactus Jack?
Oh my
Triple
God,
H?
dude, those matches would have been ahead of their time.
Yeah. Because to me, he fits in. He's one of those rare guys that you could put next to The Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley, and he would deliver sick matches.
So let me ask, if Hobbs is able to keep this momentum going, I would not mind him winning a Continental Classic at some point. What about you?
I'm ready to see him win any kind of gold, man. To me, he's somebody that if you would have made him world champion, even like on night one of his debut in the company, I would have believed it because he looks the part. He looks the part, bro. He's looked the part for a while. He's got one of the best spine busters in the business.
No, the best.
Honestly, I said it yesterday. I'm starting to really love Tony D'Angelo's spine buster, man.
I'd say he's coming along, man. But the velocity
there,
and the intensity on Hobbs, I mean, it's very hard to
I'll
top.
say this. He's got the best spine buster in AEW. No questions asked. But overall, his physique, his body, his presence, the way he walks, I love him. I think he has world champion spilled all over him. But at the end of the day, I get some gold on him rather than no gold. I don't care what you put on this man. Put something on this man.
All right, so let me ask y'all, for anyone in the chat right now, including Savage, will you be at 80s WrestleCon next Saturday? Because I sure as hell will, and I'm going to be going live during 80s Con.
Next Saturday? You mean this Saturday coming up?
No,
next.
Next.
A few people have been asking me that question. I don't know yet. I don't have any talent booked for 80s Con, but I obviously have a lot of friends there. I might make an appearance. Are they having a show that night? Are they having a show that night as well?
Yeah, they are having a show immediately after. I'm going to be there. We got a big
I have missed the ISPW shows, but obviously I've been super busy and it's not right around the corner from my house, so it's kind of hard to always go to the shows. But I definitely want to see some action because you guys have some new stars. Casey Navarro's been wrestling in ISPW. Obviously, Crowbar's still killing it. Vicious Vicky, by the way, everything I've seen from Vicky over the last year, I don't know how she's not on TV right now.
At least TNA, I mean, holy fuck.
She looks like she can roll around with AEW right now, no problem. No problem. She's ready, man.
It's going to be very, very interesting to see like how they lay this out, because we already got 3 big matches on the table for 80s Con. I believe we got Richard Holiday and Darius Carter. We got we got a steel cage match with Crowbar and Danny Morrison, and then the main event is a fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight title. It's Ray Kalitri defending against GKM, Rick Recon, and Joey Ace.
Okay, sounds like a solid card. I know this Saturday where I'm going to be. I'm going to be all over the battlefield as they are doing Warning Shot, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Usually the shows are the last Sunday of the month. They had to move this one to Saturday because of a lot of different scheduling conflicts. And that's what happens when you always have Samoans on your show, because Samoans now are in high demand. They are all over the world. Everybody wants a piece of Lance. Everybody wants a piece of Sean Maluda. Everybody wants a piece of Jacob Batu. And guess what? They can't even get it anymore. You know how lucky I feel, Storms, over the last year that I personally got to work with Jacob Batu, like 8 different shows. I got to interview this man.
Samoan Werewolf, baby.
Work with him on a signing for 4 hours. Holy shit, dude. And he's about to take over the WWE, man.
Bloodline War Games match is coming. I think Hikuleo could be joining WWE soon, too.
Is he not the most impressive actual wrestler out of the whole family right now?
I think he may be, man.
I mean,
that's saying something.
Dude, look at his matches in MLW, man. Just GCW, BPW. Guy's been putting on insanity. For his body, his size, he shouldn't be able to do half the shit he does.
The man is a different breed. He really is. Look out, Hobbs. Oh, he missed that.
We still got plenty of time. 15 minutes left on the clock before.
I think we're going to get an overrun because we're going to have a. We're going to get an overrun.
It's probably usually Dynamite doesn't go over by a lot. They've been really good at like ending the shows at 10 o'clock. A lot.
They went over last week.
They don't do it a lot though. It doesn't happen all the time.
They do.
Dynamite ends at 10 o'clock a lot on time. NXT.
I'll tell you what, they put a lot of stuff
on Patreon. Sometimes that shit
they put a lot of content on tonight. There was a lot to cover.
All right, Storms, as an AEW fan, does it bother you that you have to, like, all right, because I don't know if you do. Maybe you don't. Do you stay home and watch Rampage on Friday? Do you watch Collision on Saturday? Or do you watch it later on DVR?
No. I watch them live 99% of the time.
Okay.
Collision, most of the time is very good. Rampage, there's always an issue with Rampage here or there. The problem is the fact that, like I said in the beginning,
it's late.
No, not even that it's late. There's just no structure. Is Hobbs injured? I'm not sure if he injured his knee or not.
I hope not.
Can't get up.
I hope not. For me, Fridays, Saturdays, it's like those are the 2 nights of the week I want to try to. Like, I hate
the camera angles of AEW.
I kind of like this. I like that they had Rampage and Collision together. I feel like it's better structure like that. Have both shows on Saturday night.
I certainly wouldn't mind it. I certainly wouldn't mind it. But I think what they need to do going forward is
I think it would help the ratings for Rampage too, because I don't think they're doing well on Friday night. The demographics, I mean, I know ratings aren't everything, but realistically, you don't want 200,000 people watching your show on a Friday night. You want like 1 million. And definitely now with the star power they're starting to get again, and the new stars rising like those. That's it. And the Swerves of the world, MJF certainly coming back is going to be a big help. The ratings again.
It's over.
What they're going to have to do is like the same thing that I've been saying.
My God. I think Hobbs is hurt though.
I think he's hurt. I think he's legit hurt.
Hobbs might be hurt. I think Moxley's just about to choke him out right now because he didn't want to go out with a pin. He's going to make him pass. If he makes him pass out, he's hurt.
No,
he's hurt.
He's going to pass out.
And that's a shame to see. You don't want to ever see someone that you really love. I love Hobbs, man. I respect Hobbs. I've met Hobbs at WrestleCon for the first time. Talked to him for a few minutes. Very humble man.
He's a very good guy, Hobbs, and it's a damn shame it had to end like that. I hope it's not too serious. I hope it was just.
There we go.
I hope it was just a tweak.
It's getting
I hope it
checked
was
up.
just a tweak.
If anything, hopefully it's a sprain, something he can recover from very quickly, maybe even a bruise. But at the end of the day, Jon Moxley puts a big win under his resume over here because Hobbs has been a monster, and Moxley just made that monster pass out.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Not
And, you know,
good news
it
here.
wasn't even something that Moxley did. He just ran into the turnbuckle wrong.
Dude,
It's
most of the
like-
times, the most basic movement is what people
Exactly.
get
Yeah, the
hurt
most
from. It happens
basic
every
of
time.
moves. It's ridiculous.
That's why they tell you when you go to
What the hell?
start wrestling,
Takeshita?
stretch,
Oh,
stretch,
shit.
stretch, and stretch some more. See, Takeshita would make great sense to take this title, to stick it to New Japan, to be like,
That's probably a double or nothing match if they want to do that.
I like it. I love Takeshita take it. I love the way he's just standing there. You can't tell me that man doesn't look like an absolute champion.
That man could be a world champion
I
anywhere.
think he's the best wrestler. I think he's better than Will Ospreay. I think he has a better, more fluid move set, a more realistic looking move set. I'll give Will Ospreay credit on the finish.
Big statement.
Fire. But I just feel like Takeshita just brings something different to the table. It's not every day that you see a 6'4" Asian man walking around kicking everybody's ass. He's 6'4". He's huge.
Crazy shit.
Dude, he looks like a legitimate fucking ninja warrior. Tell me I'm lying.
It's crazy. It is really crazy when you think about it. Like all the crazy spots that we see in wrestling today, and literally the most basic of moves could end up injuring you. Like I remember what happened with Shotzi. I believe it was on NXT not that long ago, right? And we saw Shotzi just jump down from the ring. We saw her just jump down from the ring, and automatically she tears her ACL. And it wasn't even that big of a jump. It's crazy when you think about it.
Look what Triple H did. He tore his whole fucking leg off his bone with a move he's done 1,000 times a year.
Yeah, an axe handle to the back. We got Thunder Rose. Parking lot brawl.
Look what happened with Vince McMahon. My man tore both his quads
Saturday.
just running to the ring.
Parking lot brawl, man. I can get behind that.
Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo on Rampage. That's a good reason to watch live Saturday, immediately following Collision. Obviously, they're doing this because of the NBA playoffs. Shout out to the New York Knicks, by the way, for killing it. Parking lot fight, like you just said. Okay, so Saturday's lining up to be an entertaining night for AEW because I'm interested in this storyline with best friends. Now let's see what's going to happen.
I think, yeah, Trent's going to get that. Trent's absolutely going to get that.
Trent's great, man. What's one thing you would change about AEW's production if you could change something?
I wouldn't really change much about the production. The production seems
If not
fine.
change, maybe add.
The two things that I would change is better marketing, better promotion, because they do not market their shows like WWE does. There's a reason why WWE is selling out, and it's not necessarily because they're putting on the best shows ever. The majority,
you have to understand, WWE is still the reason they're selling out is because they are that machine.
It's not
been
even
around
that.
for so many years.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they
This is
know
it.
how to market their shows. They know how to send out their marketing teams, right, to all these
This is
different
it.
markets. And all they do is just promote the show to a point where virtually everyone hears about it. And the
Of
more
course,
people
yeah.
hear about it, the more people are going to buy tickets.
For sure, that's just the way marketing works. But they have the money, the resources, and they have a lot of connections throughout the years of doing this.
That's what AEW needs. Marketing and structure. Those are the two things that AEW needs.
Jack Perry slowly
Let's hear
making
what
his
he's
way to the
gonna
ring.
say.
By the way, I don't hear any music playing for him either.
He got the mic.
No, cry me a river.
All right, let's see what he's gonna say, guys. I don't even think he needed to talk.
Look at that smug ass smile.
Okay. My advice to Jack Perry right now is I I'm hoping it's short and sweet. First things first, you know that. You know, best nights of his life right here in Jacksonville.
He's saying he's our scapegoat. Tony, don't look too happy.
CJ, didn't I tell you years ago Tony Khan was going to get more and more involved and eventually just become a
He
character?
doesn't even look like a boss, man. It's just like funny to me.
I don't think he's necessarily involved. I mean, this is like probably
dude. He's on their show coming out at the main event. That's as involved.
Because of Jack Perry. If Jack Perry wasn't here, he wouldn't be on the show.
He's still the owner. Is now getting in the ring on the main event slot of a show where the best wrestlers should be wrestling.
It's only because of Jack Perry. If this is not going to be a consistent thing, it will not be a consistent. This is a one-time thing with Jack Perry.
We'll see. Have they really changed the world, though?
Yeah, they have, because they made WWE a better product. And WWE, before AEW, pretty much sucked. Now, granted, they only became a better product because...
Yeah, but that happens every 10 years, though, Storms. Every 4 to 8 years, the product comes stale for a while. It's a rotation. It's happened many times before. And
WWE was bad for way more than 10 years. Like
when John Cena first showed up, people were tuning out.
No, he's going to attack him right here. He's going to attack him right here.
If he attacks him, then this is going to be ongoing. It's not going to end.
Look at his smile. Look at his smile.
I was laughing when I first saw the footage. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't mind it because I thought it was actually entertaining. Look at that handshake. They're hugging, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Khan, Jack Perry are hugging.
Oh.
Is he going to hit him?
Yeah, he did.
Let's see.
Did he microphone him in the balls?
He went down like a pancake. Like,
let me see this. I want to see how he hits him, with a microphone or with a fist. Oh my God!
I think he microphoned him in the balls.
Yeah, Tony Khan sold that well, though. That was good.
Here we go. Wait. Here comes the Bucks. Here we go.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is going to be ongoing because he's going to have to get revenge. Like, he's becoming a character.
What?
EVP.
Oh my God. This is great.
He's the character right in front of your eyes, Storms. It's happening.
Oh, the Meltzer driver.
He almost fell.
That was.
Oh, that looks better than the punch. That looks better than the punch.
Tony Khan holding up for dear life. Tony Khan just hit with a super spike tombstone power driver. Hopefully he doesn't move for about 10 minutes. That would be the sell. Jack Perry enjoying it.
No, he ain't.
Listen, this was fun.
Look at him laid out. Look at him laid out.
This was fun.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Short and sweet. Jack Perry now dragging him to the middle of the ring. Now let's see. Is anybody going to come out in Tony Khan's defense, or is this just complete domination for the Elite tonight? This is definitely a holy shit moment. This is good.
You know what this is going to be? Tony Khan now is out injured, and now the Bucks and the Elite, they're technically going to run AEW because they're EVPs. I see what they're doing. He ain't moving. He is not moving. He's selling that.
As he should. He should be carried out of the arena in an ambulance.
He is not fucking moving.
There needs to be paramedics out here right now. The owner of and last time I checked, AEW did get evaluated at over $1 billion retail value. So the owner of $1 billion company needs to have an ambulance there immediately.
This is big news. Everybody's gonna be talking about this.
Oh yeah, they're
tomorrow
gonna be
morning.
talking about this for a long time.
And it's simple because now since the Bucks are EVPs, with Tony Khan out of commission, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
I told you guys 10 o'clock on the dot. Tonight, I think at 10 o'clock on the dot, this is ending. We're the ambulance, though. But, Jay, you're right. People are going to be talking about this for the entire week.
Yes.
Maybe even longer, especially if Tony Khan's gone. What a show. I was very happy tonight with AEW. AEW delivered tonight. Enjoyable, entertaining, and a lot to talk about. And real quick, before we end the show, I'll go to DJ Storms first. If you can, under 60 seconds, does the WWE need him?
No, they don't necessarily need anyone. The WWE, all they need to do is continue doing what they've been doing, continue with the structure that they have, continue with the promotion that they've been doing for their shows, and pretty much continue to push the new generation. They don't necessarily need MJF.
Holy shit, Tony Khan's father even came out, man. It got real serious at the end.
Oh, it did get real serious.
Tony Khan's father just came out. Jay, I already heard from you. You said WWE doesn't need MJF. I don't think WWE needs MJF. I think MJF needs WWE.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on, let me just say my one point. I feel MJF has raised his star to a level that is worthy. That storyline was with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and guess what? They're both in the WWE. I want to see those stories continue. I don't think AEW has anyone that can compete with MJF. Not on the mic, not in the ring. And that's just my opinion. To say less, I'll say this. DJ Storms, thank you for joining me on Wrestling with Savage.
Thanks, man.
Jay, always thank you for joining me. Hopefully we can make this happen again. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, go follow DJ Storms, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time right here on Wrestling with Savage.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.